Alright guys, today we are watching another creepypasta video by EATER. He has more videos like this, so make sure you guys go ahead and check him out. Today we are watching Who is Train Eater? And this is a Leo Vincible creation, so it's not the same creator as Siren Head or like Cartoon Cat or anything like that. This one is a different person. So if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you guys leave a like and leave a comment. But I'm leaving a like on this video as well. I will leave their link down below. But here we go. Who the heck is Train Eater? I've been hearing a lot about it, but I don't know what it is. In nature,
especially within...
Wait, so this is Train Eater. So I'm guessing it's supposed to look like a train?
Train Eater. In nature,
who comes up with
especially
stuff
with
like
insects,
this?
they have a physiology that allows them to blend in with their environments. This lets them sneak up on prey without making them aware of their presence,
so
until
does
it's
it
too late
eat trains?
and the predator has a fulfilling meal. Stick bugs and leaf insects are prominent examples of this method of environmental camouflage. Train Eater is another such creature.
I'm scared,
Only
guys.
it isn't the size of an insect, and its primary food source is humans. Train Eater can shift its biology around.
Let's listen to that
like
again.
Another such creature. Only it isn't the size of an insect, and its primary food source is humans.
Yeah, it's the size of a train,
Eater
dude.
can shift its biology around, and when it's in full camouflage, it actually resembles a subway train, waiting for unfortunate people to walk into its mouth unawares. It's able to mimic complex mechanisms such as doors and windows.
So it pretends to be a subway or a train so people walk inside of it?
Seat benches, wall posters,
you
it
walk
can even
inside,
transform its many
over.
eyes to look like tinted windows and mirrors. When in its natural form, it looks like a mass of flesh with rows of eyes running up and down its sides.
Okay, so those are its eyes. How many eyes does it have?
Tracks and are able to climb up walls or snake off road. It can also open its primary mouth in front to reveal a uvula that, on cursory inspection, resembles the upper torso of a human. Even if its skin looks pink and fleshy, it's harder than most materials, and the Train Eater can selectively harden or soften portions of its body at will. This makes it easier to form cushions and handholds as needed. The Train Eater is also a patient hunter. It doesn't fully shift back into its monstrous form until it's full of food. So a person may have wandered into one's mouth without realizing they walked straight down a monster's gullet. And they may walk off again without ever knowing how close they were to being eaten. No, it likes to wait until its stomach is full, and so will operate like a regular train.
Okay, just look at that. What? So, you guys see the tongue or whatever this thing is inside of the mouth, right? It probably used to be a human being. It's still being digested or something, because what in the world? So how many eyes does it have? So we don't know exactly what it looks like in its monstrous form. Like, it already looks like a monster here, so how bad, like how much worse can it look like, right?
Ferrying people from station to station, waiting until rush hour when it can get a full load. When that does happen and it finally has a full gullet of human victims, it will first adjust the tint on its eyes so it's darker on the outside. This prevents people outside from seeing in. Then it'll speed up, accelerating until it reaches velocities similar to that of a bullet train. At that point, the passengers will realize that something is wrong, that they may be in trouble. But the Train Eater has already closed and sealed all of its mouths.
And then
the same mouths that passengers mistook for doors and used to willingly enter its body. As it does so, it'll divert off the main transit lines, either taking abandoned rails or shifting to roads.
Dude, this is so creepy, man. I guess this is the only known picture of Train Eater,
depending on its surroundings. At this point, escape is more or less impossible. Maybe breaking one of its glass-like eyes will do the job, but all those fancy emergency brakes are just for show. Those are just fleshy knobs disguised as a real thing. Finally, when the Train Eater starts to eat, it'll release digestive acids in a sudden gush, filling its stomach, that is to say, the passenger cabin. Inorganic material breaks down just as rapidly as the flesh and bones of its food. Backpacks, briefcases, shoes, clothes, it all
Yikes.
liquefies into the nutrient-rich slurry that was once a packed crowd of rush hour commuters. It's not an easy death, nor is it a fast one.
Whoever,
passengers
gets
will
caught
endure
up in this,
terror and agony
I'm sorry
as
for
they're
your loss,
digested.
man.
When you really
So
get
sorry
down
for
to
your
it,
loss.
the cause of death would most likely be drowning in their own juices. When the passengers have all passed,
What? That is terrible. That is probably like the worst way to die, honestly.
when
Like
you
you're
really
just
get down
drowning
to
in
it,
your
the
own.
cause of death would most likely be drowning in their own juices.
Okay,
When the
okay.
passengers have all passed
way he
and the
said that.
resulting nutrient slurry has been absorbed into the creature, the train eater shifts its appearance back to that of a train. It'll return to the main transit lines and continues as though nothing ever happened.
And no
Soon
one ever
it'll
knew
arrive at the next
that people
station,
have been
ready
killed.
for another batch of food. The train eater gets its name for two reasons. First, and most obvious, for eating people while disguised as a train. Secondly, for its method of gaining that disguise in the first place. The only way for the creature to learn the train shape inside and out is to actually consume a train.
What?
Otherwise, it'll be stuck
So-
as a fleshy monster and eventually starve to death from the
So
inability
that's why-
to capture food.
So that's
while
why
the
it's called a
creature can
train
move
eater.
with great
It has
speed,
actually
its caloric
eaten a train
requirements are
before
immense.
in order to
The only
copy
way
the
to get
shape
enough
of it.
food is to hunt
That
by
actually
stealth.
makes sense why there's like
Similar
a
to
person
snake,
inside.
it can consume things much larger and wider
Yep.
than itself.
So it probably did eat the human and then like camouflage itself to have a person like pretending to drive the train, I guess.
it will seek out a train that's not in service and completely devour it. As the train is
okay.
digested, the creature somehow learns to mimic it. What's more dangerous about the train eater is that they can hunt in groups. Linking up like real train cars not only increases their body count, but makes it harder to figure out what's a machine and what's a creature. When the group are together, the train eaters will follow the lead of the one at the head of the line. It is usually the strongest and fastest of them all. The creature at their
So there's
tail
more
end
than
is
one,
usually
is
the
what you're
weakest
telling
and
me.
slowest. Train eaters can
That's the
communicate
scariest
using
part.
whistles
There's
and
more than
sounds
one,
that actually
guys.
sound like train horns. This lets the leader signal the rest when it's time to actually eat the
You're
passengers
telling me there's a
or when to
leader
let
as
them go.
well?
However, if the lead
Yikes.
train gets too injured or too weak, then the car behind it will eventually rebel and consume it.
Oh,
This puts
whoa,
the aggressor
they
into
eat
the position
itself?
of leader.
They eat
and
its
grants
own
it all
kind?
the train forms that the former leader had eaten over
they're
the
like,
course
oh,
of its life.
the
making
leader's
the
weak
group
now.
Potentially
I'm gonna
even
eat him.
stronger hunters than before. It makes it a balancing game. Similarly, if the end car gets too slow and drags down the rest of the
They
train
eat 'em
eaters,
as well.
the leader will give the signal to detach it.
Oh,
That usually means that if the last train eater doesn't
just let it
find
go.
another group, it will be caught by the agency, eaten by another hungry
Oh,
train eater,
told
or
you guys.
starved to death.
Told
When
you guys.
full and not hunting
eat
for
itself
food,
no
the
matter
train eater
what.
can go into hibernation.
Can't let
and
food go to
functions as a
waste, you
regular
know?
train as well. It's why there's a large team of agency operatives dedicated to constantly checking train cars around the world, making sure that any of the machines in use aren't actually alive. If a train eater is found in hibernation, it needs to be eliminated promptly.
how would you
This
know
is
it's
usually
a
done by
train eater
spraying
and
the
not a normal
insides with
train?
a
Do you just
fast-acting
shoot it?
poison.
Just do you
The
just
train eater
randomly
can't
shoot it
react
to
in
figure
time
out
to
if it's
expel the poison,
a real
and the
one or
creature
not?
swiftly expires. Following that, several parts are added to the deceased monster, including emergency brakes and a control panel to
Yep, but
allow
it's
a
not
human
real.
conductor to control it. The legs are also removed, and regular train wheels are added. It takes
Oh,
surprisingly little effort to convert a dead train eater into a functioning train.
Wait,
Under a
really?
government order that we pushed in all of the countries we have influence in,
You can
all
actually
trains
turn
are
a
sprayed
dead
with a new
train eater into a real
antibacterial
train
treatment
because
in a Keep Trains Clean initiative. This makes it
I don't
quite
think that's
easy
smart.
to
What
wipe
if it
out
comes
any
back to
lingering
life?
train eaters instead of behaving reactively when we happen to locate one. The next step is to figure out where they're actually coming from, because every
Yeah,
year
where
we
did they
find
even
enough
start
new
from?
train eaters to know they're not breeding in the train yards.
Right? We don't want more to show up, you know? We don't want them to create more train eaters, but Yeah, that was actually really spooky. I was not expecting this. There's other ones I do want to react to, so let me know in the comments down below if there are any other creepypastas you guys want me to react to. I know there's Smile Room, I know there's The Dentist and stuff like that. There's a lot of creepypastas out there that I can react to, but I will only react to the ones that you guys want me to. Make sure you guys tell me in the comments down below. But other than that, make sure you guys subscribe to join the Rage Nation today, because we are on the road to 1 million subscribers. Can we do it? I'm so excited. One day we're gonna reach it. I believe in it. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.